Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. Today we're diving into Latvia, sometimes called a hidden gem in the Baltic region. Now, Latvia has garnered a reputation, perhaps unexpectedly, as a nation with a significant gender imbalance. It's a fascinating demographic trend. Simply put, there are considerably more women than men. This leaves a substantial number of single Latvian women open to meeting someone special, and perhaps even looking for love and a long-term partnership with someone who can offer affection, companionship, and support. They are interested in sharing their vibrant culture and creating a fulfilling life together. Latvia, nestled in Northern Europe, is a small country with a lot to offer. Clocking in at about 64,589 square kilometers, it's bordered by Estonia to the north, Russia to the east, Belarus to the southeast, and Lithuania down south. Riga, the capital city, pulses with a unique energy, and you'll hear Latvian spoken everywhere, a language with roots going all the way back to ancient Indo-European dialects. Latvia has a population of approximately 1.8 million people. Ethnically, about 62% of the population identify as Latvian, but the cultural tapestry is woven with threads of other ethnicities as well, including Russians, Belarusians, Ukrainians, and several other groups. This makes for a beautifully diverse society, and you'll likely notice many women exhibit features commonly associated with Slavic heritage. Now, if you've ever wondered about Latvian women, you'll often hear them described as striking. Many with those classic features of fair hair, smooth complexion, and bright blue eyes. And what might surprise some folks back home, there's a notable interest among Latvian women in connecting with Americans. With women making up 53% of the population and men only 47%, the numbers paint a clear picture. Think about it, folks. Statistically, over 100,000 single women in Latvia are available to meet, date, and potentially even marry, building a future with someone from abroad. Ever thought about looking for a partner overseas? Imagine building a life with a Latvian woman, sharing experiences, potentially raising a family, and discovering lasting happiness in a nation known for its beauty, peacefulness, and genuinely welcoming atmosphere. So let's say you're intrigued by Latvia and you're thinking, maybe I should visit or even make a life there. Well, before you book that plane ticket, it's wise to have a handle on the cost of living. Now, rental costs in Latvia, like anywhere, fluctuate quite a bit depending on where you want to live, the size of the place, and naturally how luxurious you want to be. But to give you a general idea, let's look at some ballpark figures for apartments. Right in the heart of Riga, the capital, a one-bedroom apartment will typically run you somewhere between $450 and $700 a month. If you're willing to live a little further from the city center, you can find similar apartments for $350 to $600. Venturing outside the capital to smaller Latvian cities, rents become even more budget-friendly. A one-bedroom apartment there could be anywhere from $300 to $500 per month, of course, depending on the specific location and the condition of the property. And if rural living appeals to you, rents in the countryside are remarkably affordable. You might snag a one-bedroom place for as little as $200 to $400 a month. Now remember, these are just averages. Actual prices can swing higher or lower depending on various factors like the exact neighborhood, the overall quality of the building, and the size and amenities of the individual unit itself. Market demand plays a big role too, so always do your homework before making any decisions. Thorough research is your best friend if you're seriously contemplating a move to Latvia. Let's talk about food. Eating out in Latvia offers a wide range of choices and price points, as you might expect. If you're on a budget or you just enjoy authentic local flavors, you can grab a satisfying meal from street vendors or simpler eateries for around $5 to $12. For a more sit-down experience, mid-range restaurants will usually have entrees priced between $12 and $24. And of course, if you're celebrating something special or just craving a high-end culinary experience, upscale restaurants in Latvia will likely have prices above $24 a dish. Now, how much you spend on groceries each month in Latvia really depends on your lifestyle, what you like to eat, and whether you're feeding a family. Let's say you eat out every day. Depending on where you choose to dine, you could be looking at spending anywhere from $190 to $370 a month. But if you're more of a home cook, which is often healthier and easier on the wallet, your monthly food bill might be in the range of $170 to $310 for a balanced and varied diet. Keep in mind, these are rough estimates. Your actual spending will, of course, depend on your personal shopping habits, where you live within Latvia, and what types of food you buy. One cool thing about Latvia, especially if you live outside the cities, is that local markets are plentiful, often selling fresh produce like fruits, vegetables, and dairy products at very reasonable prices. As a general rule, food prices in larger urban areas like Riga tend to be a little higher compared to the countryside. All in all, though, groceries in Latvia are moderately priced compared to much of Europe, with plenty of options to fit various budgets. Staying connected and staying fit are important, right? Well, internet and gym costs in Latvia, much like grocery costs, depend on the specific provider and where you are in the country. For a standard broadband internet connection, expect to pay somewhere between $18 and $36 a month. If you need higher speeds or you're bundling with cable TV and phone service, those packages might climb to the $48 to $60 per month range. For the fitness buffs out there, gym memberships average between $4 and $48 a month. Although it's not uncommon to find special introductory deals, depending on which gym you are joining, but it's best to verify all pricing in advance. Gym costs reflect things like their location, the range of equipment and classes available, and of course, the overall type and tier of the gym. Some gyms may have a one-time joining fee or special perks, so it's worth comparing all options. What about clothes? You'll find that clothing is pretty reasonably priced in Latvia. Men's shirts, for example, generally fall in the $12 to $24 range, and a decent pair of jeans will cost you somewhere between $36 and $72. So shopping for clothes shouldn't break the bank. Let's talk income. The minimum wage in Latvia is currently set at $660 per month, which works out to about $7,123 annually. However, the average salary is significantly higher, coming in around $1,160 per month. And if you work in the tech industry, the earning potential is even better. Entry-level programmers can expect to make around $2,000 a month, while experienced professionals in the field often earn upwards of $450. So building a comfortable and secure life in Latvia is certainly within reach. Finally, if you're planning a trip to Latvia, a one-way plane ticket will likely set you back around $700, give or take depending on the season and any deals or promotions that may be available, as is true of nearly any flight. Remember that a round-trip ticket will require approximately double that cost, and planning ahead for your return trip home. Latvia's history is a truly captivating story, marked by the influence of numerous powers and cultural shifts over the centuries. Way back in the Middle Ages, the area we now know as Latvia was home to a number of Baltic tribes, a region where different groups coexisted relatively peacefully. Over time, various empires left their mark on Latvia. You had the Swedish Empire, the Teutonic Order, and the powerful Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth all exerting their influence. During the 16th and 17th centuries, parts of Latvia were directly under Swedish control, while other areas had closer ties to the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. Then in the 18th century, Latvia became part of the Russian Empire. Following the upheaval of World War I and the Russian Revolution in 1917, Latvia declared its independence in November 1918. This newfound freedom, however, was unfortunately plagued by political instability, internal strife, and pressure from outside forces. During the tumultuous years of World War II, Latvia suffered greatly, first occupied by the Soviet Union in 1940, then invaded by Nazi Germany in 1941, and ultimately reoccupied by the Soviets from 1944 to 1945. In the aftermath of the war, Latvia was incorporated into the Soviet Union as a Soviet republic. It wasn't until the eventual collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991 that Latvia finally regained its hard-won independence. This marked a period of immense transformation, politically, economically, and socially. Since then, Latvia has concentrated on integrating with the European Union, even adopting the euro as its currency in 2014. The country has certainly faced its share of hurdles, both economically and socially, but it has also seen impressive growth in sectors like technology, tourism, and various other industries. In short, The history of Latvia is one of resilience, a continuous struggle for self-determination, and an ongoing adaptation to a constantly evolving world, all of which have deeply shaped the unique culture and society we see today. Latvia's economic rebound since regaining independence in 1991 has been nothing short of impressive. Over the past few decades, the country has undergone some truly significant transformations. The services sector is a major player in the Latvian economy, making up a substantial chunk of the country's GDP. Industry in Latvia is also quite diverse, encompassing areas like engineering, chemical production, food processing, timber, and metallurgy. And while agriculture might represent a smaller slice of the economic pie compared to services and industry, it still holds its own, with dairy farming, grain production, and horticulture being key agricultural activities. One of Latvia's greatest economic strengths is its strategic location. It serves as a crucial link between Western Europe and Russia, which really boosts its trade and logistics capabilities. Latvia has also become a real powerhouse in the IT and communications world, establishing itself as a hub for software development and related services. Joining the European Union in 2004 and adopting the euro in 2014 further solidified Latvia's economic connections with other EU nations, facilitating trade and investment. Of course, like any nation, Latvia faces its own set of economic and social headwinds. One notable challenge is the emigration of Latvian workers to other EU countries seeking better wages and opportunities. This has created a labor shortage within Latvia, a recurring issue for many countries experiencing positive economic progression. There are also persistent issues with social and regional inequality, and as always seems to be the case, economic disparities between urban and rural areas create additional economic imbalances within the society that could threaten broader economic success. Finally, Latvia's reliance on exports makes its economy vulnerable to fluctuations in global markets and, frankly, sensitive to worldwide economic downturns. It will continue to be important for Latvia to strategically ensure and account for its share of internal needs to ensure success through economically challenging times. Geographically, Latvia, situated in the Baltic region of Northern Europe, is characterized by mostly flat terrain, featuring rolling hills and expansive plains. Forests dominate the central part of the country, covering roughly half of Latvia's land area. Toward the west, you'll find expansive swamps and wetlands, providing diverse ecosystems and adding to the overall biodiversity and unique terrain features of Latvia. Latvia's coastline, bordering the Baltic Sea, offers stunning sandy beaches interspersed with dramatic rocky formations, drawing visitors and serving as a popular tourist destination. Several major rivers, including the Daugava, Gauja, and Lusa, wind their way through the country, playing a vital role not only in shaping the landscape, but also in everyday Latvian life. These rivers provide essential water resources and facilitate transportation, influencing development opportunities throughout history, as well as ongoing access and economic activity. Latvia experiences a temperate climate, meaning it has cold winters and relatively mild summers. However, weather patterns can be quite variable, influenced by both the Baltic Sea and air masses coming from Russia, resulting in a unique blending of weather systems within the region. Latvia is also known for its rich biodiversity, supporting a wide array of plant and animal life, including some species found nowhere else in the world but in the Baltic zone. Adding to its natural beauty, Latvia is dotted with countless lakes, offering ample opportunities for recreation and relaxation, from boating and swimming to serene lakeside walks and quiet retreats for locals and tourists alike. Importantly, Latvia has designated numerous protected natural areas, including national parks and nature reserves. These protected zones are critical for preserving Latvia's unique biological diversity and fostering ecotourism opportunities and enjoyment. All right, folks, now for what some of you might have been waiting for, let's talk about Latvian women. One thing many people notice is that Latvian women tend to be taller than average, even compared to other parts of Europe and across global statistics, often possessing a naturally athletic and slender build. They typically project an image of health and elegance. Latvian women are often noted for their refined facial features, with prominent cheekbones and delicate attributes adding to the many desirable attributes described as frequently sought by admirers. And when it comes to eye and hair color, There's a striking diversity, with shades ranging from deep brunette to radiant blonde. Their eyes, often quite expressive, can be blue, green, brown, or gray, reflecting the blended ancestral histories. In terms of personal style, Latvian women tend to be very fashionable, effortlessly blending classic and modern trends. Consider for a moment sharing your life with a woman from this unique corner of the world. Imagine a life alongside a Latvian woman, maybe raising a family together and spending decades building bonds, friendships, experiences, and creating happiness and success within a strong societal framework amidst picturesque surroundings with access to rich history, a stable environment, and stunning natural beauty throughout the distinct seasonal opportunities presented. Let me know your thoughts about Latvian women down in the comments. What are your impressions? Do you agree with how they have been described? Share your thoughts in comments. I'm genuinely curious to hear what you have to say. If you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe. Your support means a lot to us. Click on the video appearing on your screen now. I'm sure you'll enjoy the content. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video.